Hello everyone, Bailey Shay here, and welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy my content. I am at 101 subscribers right now, so I hope we get plenty more. I don't exactly know what I'm going to be doing for my next subscriber milestone, whether it be 500 or 1,000 subscribers is to be determined by me. I think it might be 1,000 subscribers. I'll let you know when I solidify that decision. I'm going to be reacting to some more leftist TikToks. This is going to be fun, so roll that tape, shall we?
You know, when you look like this and you're on the left in Alabama, you gotta tread carefully. I've lost friends, I've lost family over something I've been literally my entire life. I mean, something happened like 6-7 years ago that made people who have known me my entire life decide that I was what was wrong with America and that I was the enemy. Now, I say that to say this story. Some of y'all might not like it, but sometimes you gotta put that shit aside. Back in November, my mother-in-law died, and the day we were planning her funeral, a family friend / very distant cousin, I'm not quite sure, of my wife, he messaged me on Facebook offering to dig the grave because he has heavy equipment and he does that kind of stuff. Now, this fella's a very right-wing man. Me and him do not agree on anything politically, but sometimes you got to put that shit aside. Now, there are exceptions, like if somebody says a slur or hate speech or a threat, then I'm done with you. But as long as you don't do any of that, even though our political beliefs align completely differently, if we're working towards a common goal, we can put shit aside for a little bit.
That's true.
So the day before the funeral, me and my brother-in-law meet him at the graveyard, and we get to work digging the grave. And we get to talking about his Bobcat or his mini skid. I can't remember which one. And he got talking about how something about how Biden was ruined. And then he stopped and he looked at me and grinned. He said, "This ain't the time for that." I believe everything he supports is holding this country back. And he believes everything I support is ruining this country. But for a few hours that day and then the next day at the funeral, we put that shit aside because it didn't matter right then. And that's what we got to remember, is that sometimes you got to put that shit aside. And I know sometimes it ain't possible, but if there's a chance, you got to take it. Because if you can't do the basic, simplest things without making it political, then we're fucking doomed. And that's where we are right now. We can't do the most basic single things without bringing politics into it. Because that's something about being this damn red-ass state I live in. Because even though I've lost a lot of people over the years, there are still multitudes that I can call and they would help me at the drop of a hat. Now, they might talk shit about me afterwards, and I might do the same thing to them. But at the moment, when we're needed, we help each other. We just got to find a way to do that in all aspects. Because right now, both sides do that. And while I do believe that one side is way worse than the other, we're both guilty.
That's true.
We all got to do better.
I'm going to be honest right here and say that I wish more people on the left thought like that. Because unfortunately, so many people on the left are willing to disown anyone, let go of any friend, just because their politics differ than theirs. That's very unfortunate. Me, even though I'm super conservative, I would never disown any of my family or let go of any of my friends just because they have different political views. To be honest with you, if we all thought the same, this would be a boring world to live in. And there are some moments that we need to put those things aside and do things together with one another, support each other, unite on some things in this nation.
All right, here we are yet again with another person that is completely out of touch with the situation. Listen to me very, very carefully. It's too late. It's too late. If you had employees that left during the pandemic, that means that you were overworking them and underpaying them. So you can't now, when the world is completely melting apart, now suddenly decide you want to pay everybody and be shocked that no one's coming back. It's too late. We're done with this. It's over. The pandemic reshuffled our priorities. We're no longer willing to work in situations that are truly killing us. So think of this as like a forest fire. All of the dead wood and the businesses that have just been abusing employees for years, you're going to go away. Bye-bye. Business owners, you're not entitled to a business. And if you're deathly afraid of becoming an employee again, doesn't that highlight the problem?
It's true that businesses are having to raise their wages in order to try and attract employees, and businesses, like they always been, they compete against each other with better benefits and better pay in order to try and attract employees. That's been the way it was since day one. However, these days, thanks to the world event going on for the past 2 years, they're not only competing against other businesses, but against the government as well. And that has caused a lot of shortages in certain jobs like retail or fast food, which we do need these jobs, believe it or not. We need people in those kinds of jobs. And the government is paying people more to not work than to work, which is absolutely, absolutely ridiculous that that's the way it is. However, it is not true that all jobs like that treat their people wrong and don't pay them right, this, that, and the other. There are many that do. And what he fails to mention, what a lot of these people fail to mention, are not only the fact that, like I mentioned before, government is paying people more to sit at home and not work than to work. So people are like, I might as well just not work because I get paid as much or even more to not work than to work. And you got a lot of people not working because of that, but you got a lot of people out of a job, either they have quit or they got fired because of vaccine mandates. Stop the vaccine mandates and you might have more people working. Just saying, Biden. Just saying. Because as important as it is to work hard, it's more important to have the freedom to make your own choices when it comes to your health. And some people, they don't believe that the vaccine is contributing in any sort of positive way to their health. Therefore, they don't get it. And some people, they believe in the vaccine and they want to get it. That's fine if that's your choice, but don't make everyone else do that. And those are other factors that are playing into the shortages of workers and whatnot. And people have to make a living, and that's including business owners as well. Many business owners do treat their employees well, believe it or not, especially mom and pop businesses. From what I know, they tend to treat their employees better than large companies do. But that's just my opinion. That's all for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.